Of their final examinations, pupils across the country wrote English Paper 1. The final day of the exams for the National Senior Certificate is the 7th of December. The Department of Basic Education says the results are expected to be released on the 20th of January next year. Umalusi Acting CEO Dr. Mahfoud Amokemetsi has raised concerns over the constant load shedding that could affect exams. SABC News reporter Mahlako Komane is tracking that story. Very good afternoon too, Mahlako. You must feel for those Matric students writing during a global pandemic and with the lights going on and off.
Yes, definitely. Good afternoon, Zinga. I mean, I think everybody was a little bit, worried or concerned as to what would happen today, considering the current power issues that we do have, with Eskom load shedding and so forth, but also because it's historic as well. In 2019, we did see that learners that were writing CAT as well as IT had issues because of load shedding that commenced. I think it was at 9 o'clock that very same morning. There were issues there. But nonetheless, the department had said that it has been engaging with Eskom to try, I suppose, and so they can meet each other halfway. However, obviously, they cannot guarantee that because exams are written nationally across the country. But however, when you saw the matriculants today, it was really, they were really, really nervous. I'm sure you'd all remember when we wrote Matric, because it's this exam that is really hyped up to say that, if you don't get this right, if you don't pass Matric a certain way with certain marks, you are, your future's jeopardized. And we also did hear, officials, the Basic Education Minister, as well as the Gauteng MEC for Education, as well as the Premier, who were actually there in Noordwijk, that we spent some time with, saying that, the matriculants have done everything that they could possibly do. However, should people not get the marks that they would so wish to get, they do have those second chance programs. The department has been very clear about that, to say, learners should not fall into depression or try and commit suicide, because perhaps, you are, as you correctly said, it is a year of, we've been in a pandemic for the last 2 years. It's affected people differently in Zinga.
There is also concern every year when Matric pupils write exams about security and papers leaking. What's happened this year?
The issue of security and leaking of papers, it only really, it's secure. We've always been told that it's secure. There's, printing systems that they have and so forth, up until you see on the times when these papers actually do leak. And most of the time, it's not students that go to these centers and actually get these papers. There are protocols that have been put in place by the department, as well as the various provincial departments. They did stress this as well today. However, this was the same word that was said, the previous years. We did see last year that there was a leak. In fact, I think that the evening before, was the physics paper that had leaked. So we will only really know if indeed these papers have been secured in a manner that is acceptable, and in a manner that will stand the test of time, in terms of these papers being leaked to learners, so that pupils don't get them before time. But when we spoke to the various education departments, them saying that everything is watertight. However, it was watertight as well last year, but papers did leak. So you will only know once they tell us the papers have leaked.
Mahlako Komane giving us an update there as the class of 2021 starts writing the exams. Thanks, Mahlako.